Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing some community team reviews, looking at what teams the community is using, checking if they're good enough. If they need replacement, I will tell them. If it's good, they will go with it. Now you can copy the teams that you will see in today's video. Of course, just make sure you have a similar star requirement overall. We're going to start with Discord, and we have Mayo here. He's my guildmate, like Rose that usually submit in this channel, and shout out to both of them. Now let's look at his future team, which is gonna be here. I remade his team so we can edit it easily. Of course, I do not have Ultra Rose, so to replace him, what can I put here? I can put the green transforming Rose, I guess. And let's pretend he's gonna be the Ultra here. Where is this guy? I think he's in 8 here. And we're gonna put him here, and we're gonna pretend it's the Ultra. Now for this team, what I would do is make sure you have the healer, which is gonna be the Blue Trunks, the new character we got last campaign. He's gonna be the healer for future. He's gonna give everyone 30% key recovery, so you're gonna outspeed your enemies more frequently. Plus he's gonna give everyone 10% special gauge, so 6 characters around him will get it, including himself, and that will result in 250% extra gauge over 25 fights, so 2.5 extra special move in general. Of course it can be a little bit less because there is an overload, but it's super useful. Plus he's healing all allies 3% end of turn 2, which is a really nice overall. I would add him, remove that Blue Trunks. I would also remove this green Goku, which is in S tier here. I don't think you need him really. And we just remove 2 S tier. To replace them, we are going to put a Z tier that is actually better in terms of points, which is gonna be the EX Goku Black here. So we just substituted 2 S tier that give 10% boost, and they're relatively weak compared to newer characters, to a Z tier who is at a similar level, but he gives 20% boost, and you do not need to cater to 2 different characters. You need only to protect 1 in that case. Other than that, I would advise this Goku Black over the Purple Trunks. This Goku Black has really high damage cut, which is 25%, and he gets another 25% versus Saiyan, which is super frequent. He can heal himself up to 10% of damage received, which is really nice. He don't care too much about damage, he's just here to tank and give you extra boost. This Trunks himself, which is gonna be here, he's gonna have no damage cut, which is unfortunate, so he will get hit a lot. And he gives support to Vegeta Clan, Super Saiyan and Hybrid, and you don't have that much. I don't think he's that interesting. The Purple Goku Black is gonna be more useful overall, so I'll put him as our Z tier. Now we're going to talk about the Goku Black, the EX one. This guy is gonna have actually 30% damage cut in a full future party, or actually 25 damage cut because it's other characters, and that's really good. He will also get 50% damage, which is decent for an EX, and he will give damage to allies, future and powerful opponent, which is all allies, and that's super useful. So I think he's much better as a Z tier than the Goku or the free-to-play Trunks. His Z ability is really nice, 36% double defense. His defensive stats are pretty low, but try to friendship him, and I think he should be alright. Now for your S tier, we're gonna compare him to the EX Goku here. He's gonna have 20% damage cut, a little bit less than the Goku Black, but his stats are much higher, so he will tank better, but he doesn't give any support until he gets hit, which is super random. And this guy has 50% damage, the other guy has 50%. He can get extra damage versus blue unit, which is alright, but I prefer Goku Black because he's Z tier and he lets you use an extra lower tier character. Now these guys, I like them. They're attack switch unit, they get some good damage, they can attack switch on type disadvantage. As an S tier, pretty good. You have them 14 star, you can friendship them and they should be alright. Also they will have similar blast and strike attack. You can use them in blast team, strike team, and a double defense ability. This guy pretty decent as an S tier, which is gonna be here, and he's gonna have a double offense ability, which is good. After that, we're gonna have Mai as our third Z tier. She will be like the other Goku Black, 25% damage received, and she's gonna have 50% damage, and she's gonna give extra damage to Trunks, which means your blue Trunks, the healer, and the purple Trunks will have 20% extra strike damage. So it's a pretty good support for your characters. She will get another 20% if there is a Trunks, and you have one already, so she will be at 70% damage. Then you're gonna have your Rose, a really good character, and you're gonna have your Ultra Zamasu here, which is in A tier. I would recommend to use a red unit because reds are gonna be pretty nice when you have a lot of purple and you have already 3 of them and only 1 red. There is the Fusion Gogeta Blue fight, which is pretty difficult if you have too many purple, so I would advise a red. If you can use this Zamasu instead of the Ultra, I would really do it. If you want to use the Ultra regardless, you can go with it. It's not a big problem. That's basically it for your team. Now let's move to the next person. Let's zoom this and go to India Best. He submitted 2 teams, which is gonna be Saiyans and GT. I'm gonna look at them and come back in a second. Honestly, not too much to complain about. I think the GT team is not great. The Saiyan team is much better. I would use this team over the other. The selections are pretty good. You're gonna have your healer, which is number 1 Vegeta, Zenkai buff for him. You're gonna have the Masked Saiyan here, the Goku that is gonna Zenkai buff the Kaba debuffs. This Goku who is a pretty good character, so I would go with this. And almost everyone is Friendship 10. The only thing I would do is maybe use the Tora instead of the Raditz. Of course, he's strike based, but he's a Bardock squad member, so he will have the HP buff from the yellow Bardock, and he has a better stat than the Raditz. He will tank better than him. He will have some good damage cut. He will give damage to Bardock if you put him next to him, and he will give him some HP restore, so your Bardock is gonna heal a lot. I would advise to remove this Raditz for the Tora if Tora is at least 9-star. If he's not, that's okay. You can keep Raditz and you can go with that. Make sure you friendship your number 1 Vegeta to 10, then move to Goku, and after that the 3 others. There is not the biggest issue, but yeah, friendship 5 will do. Friendship 10 is ideal. I will just make sure Vegeta is 10 for this team. Now let's get to the next team, which is gonna be Rinza here, and he's gonna have a Strike Saiyan team. Let me read what they wrote. Ignore Broly stars. I've been dying to use them, so I thought of using Ultra Namaku instead of Spineku. What is Spineku? But Spineku is my favorite. I'm not sure what is Spineku. But you really want to use Broly, I wouldn't advise it because 6-star, and I would really advise to use the Ultra Namaku. I'm not sure which one is Spineku. Is it this guy, the free to play, the blue one, or the yellow? I think this is Fitku. Super Saiyan 3. Is this Spineku? I'm not sure. But yeah, I would use Ultra Namagoku. You need a healer. Ultra Namagoku is a healer. Remove Nappa if you really want to use Broly, and put Ultra Namagoku. He's gonna be a nice healer overall. That's what I would do. It's one of the last seasons, so if you want to try Broly, go for it and try to enjoy it. Let's get to Strike GT, which is gonna be here. Let's check his Strike GT team. Pretty decent Strike GT. I would say you have triple red, but red is not a bad color for this season. You have this baby Vegeta as a healer. These 2 guys, pretty good Strike GT team overall. If you have the Trunks as a Z tier, I would use him. He is a better Z tier than the baby, but yeah, it's not a big issue in my opinion. So it's gonna be the Trunks here, the EX. If he is even 7-star, I would use him over baby. Your team is pretty decent. Of course, he's range type, but that's okay. And he's a green. You already have 3 red. Maybe you want to limit your reds overall. I'm guessing this guy is S tier. That's why you are using him. Let me check here, double check. No, he's actually not S tier, he's A tier. Is he A tier? Yes, he is A tier, and you have who in A tier? I would maybe use this Pan over Super Saiyan 3 Goku, this guy. Remove him and use Pan, she's S tier, A tier, she will give you extra boost, and she's pretty decent support unit. You can put character on her left and right. Let's say Pan is here, she's gonna buff the 2 trunks. If you put her here, she's gonna buff the 2 EXs in the bottom. Pretty good character. I would remove her, this guy, and put the Pan. And if you can put green trunks, I would do that too. Now let's move to the next person, which is gonna be good here with 2 different teams. I will look at them and come back in a second. Alright, I looked at your future team. I'd say I think the same team is gonna do a little bit better. I'm not sure if you have friendship in your future team because it's pretty new, and friendship is a bit of a problem if you are starting with this team. If you already have friendship with your same team, I would go with it. Pretty good team. I would use Kaba over Broly if you have him. The green Kaba. He's the better debuffer. He will HP buff your Goku, HP buff your Bardock, Tora, sorry. So Tora is gonna get double HP buff, and he's gonna get Zenkai buffed by Goku. So I think he's gonna be a better option. But if you do not have him and you have this Broly, he's gonna do a job in my opinion. Now for the future team, we're gonna get here, and I think you have 3 characters below 9 star, which is a little bit of an inconvenience. So I would remove the tag unit here, and for Blast Future, what you can use, let me check all the options and come back to you. Honestly, I would really want a red unit here because you have double purple and you might use Zamasu every fight. So I would use maybe the Red Mai. If she is 9 star, she's also 8 tier, she would be a really decent character. But of course you need her 9 star and you need friendship. You can use this guy if he's 14 star, but you need to friendship him. Very low stats here, and he would be a nice red character overall. You also have a strike character if you want to. You can go with this Zamasu. He will Zenkai buff your Red Mai, the EX, which is gonna be good. So you can use Red Mai in your main team when you need double red, and this guy is gonna help her. Himself is not gonna do the most damage, but he's gonna do extra damage versus Saiyan. So when you're gonna face the the Fusion Gogeta Blue, is gonna do extra damage versus him, which is good. His blast stats are pretty similar, just his ability is not the greatest overall because it gives strike attack. If you do not want a red and you want an S tier, you can use this Gohan. Of course you need him Zenkai 7, and he's gonna be a good boost overall. He's also gonna Zenkai buff your EX. You also have this Andro with first form Cell. He's gonna Zenkai buff Green Future. He has a blast attack future the ability. He's decent tanking wise, he will survive very well. Damage is gonna be okay. He's gonna have at least 80% damage, and he's gonna heal himself 10% turn 3, which is really good, or end of turn 2. If you want the yellow, this guy can work in strike or blast team. He has a double defense the ability. His stats are pretty similar, so if you have him 9 star, you can use him. And after that you're gonna have this purple Cell. If he's super high star, you can use him in your team. But if you are using purple Cell in your team, I would advise to swap out the purple Goku Black in Z tier for the blue EX one, because he's gonna be a little bit better since you already have double purple, and this guy, the EX, is gonna be a better option in my opinion. Purple struggles a little bit this season, and I'm giving you all these options to replace the tag unit and the blue EX to replace the purple if you are using purple Cell as your second or as your damage dealer from C tier. All of them need to be at least 9 star. The Zenkais need to be Zenkai 7. The free to play need to be 14 star if you are replacing the tag unit. But I would really go with Saiyan if you already have them friendship, and just replace Kaba with Broly if you have Kaba. Now let's get to A-Dog, which is here, and he's gonna have a hybrid team. Well, 2 hybrid team. One is blast based, the other is strike based. Let me analyze both and come back. Okay, so what I did here is mixed a little bit both of them. Of course, you're gonna have the Gohan here, who is gonna be blast based, the future Gohan the Zenkai, but we're gonna throw him on the strike team because he's S tier this season and you need a little bit of boost. Everyone is C tier in your team apart from the 2Z in the bench, which is not ideal, so adding an extra S tier is gonna be fine, and he's gonna get double Zenkai buff, plus he has his own Z ability, which is blast attack. So I think he's gonna be fine in terms of damage, even if he is in a strike team, and he's gonna be S tier. The rest of the team is pretty good. It's just you lack a little bit of boost. That's why we added the future Gohan. Now let's move to the next person, which is gonna be here, and he's showing a God Key team. Now this God Key team is not bad at all. The only thing I would do is remove this Champa and put some good strike unit. Maybe one of the red Zamasu, one of the Zenkai Red Zamasu 2, which is the base one, and you should be fine overall. The team is gonna perfectly function. I would go with this guy maybe. Does he buff God Key? Yes. And he's gonna Zenkai buff your Shin, and he's gonna Zenkai buff your EX, and he's gonna do the job. You can do this guy, he's pretty good too. You can do the LL if you have him high star, and you can go from there. That's basically it for Discord. Now let's move to YouTube. Alrighty, we are in YouTube right now. The community tab, we have one submission, and in here we're gonna have a Strike Future team again. I'm gonna put this guy as the Ultra Rose substitute. I do not have him, so imagine it's the Ultra. Now for this team, what I would say is I would actually put the EX Red Mai instead of the Vegeta. Of course, this Vegeta is more strike based, and he gives a strike attack Z ability, but he's S tier. Your team doesn't have anything outside the 2Z, so having a third Z tier, in my opinion, is gonna be better. And in terms of tanking, it's gonna be pretty similar. This Vegeta is gonna have 20% damage cut. He's not gonna have all these buffs here because you do not have a for Vegeta clan, sorry. So we're gonna just focus on the top part, and he's gonna have 60% damage, 20% damage received cut, and 50 key, not 50%. His defensive stats are not the highest, and he has more blast attack than strike attack. So he's actually more blast based. And this is without any art boost, as you can see. I didn't modify anything, and Mai in that case is gonna be better. This Mai is also having more blast attack than strike attack, so you're gonna use her blast base. However, she's gonna have a blast attack Z ability, not a strike attack one, but she's gonna give some blast defense, which is nice. And then you're gonna have 25% damage cut, a little bit more than Vegeta. She's gonna have 50% damage. Vegeta had 60, but she's gonna have an extra 20% when there is a Trunks ally, and you already have two different Trunks. So this Mai, I think, is gonna be much better. Her defensive stats are boosted a little bit here, so it's gonna be lower, but it's pretty similar to the Vegeta overall. However, she has more damage cut, so she will survive better in my opinion, and she gives a blast defense Z ability, so it's gonna be a little bit more Z abilities overall. Now we're gonna have 3 Z tier in that case instead of 2Z and 1S, and I think the Z tier is gonna be similar to the Vegeta or even better. Another thing is with this Mai, of course you are losing the strike attack Z ability, but you're giving your Trunks 20% strike damage inflicted, which is crazy OP. So your two Trunks are gonna do much more damage than the usual with the Vegeta Z ability. Of course the others are not gonna do as much damage, but that's okay. I don't think it's a big problem. Another thing I would do is try to Zenkai buff this Ultra Rose. He's only 5-star, but you told me that you do not have the green Trunks, which is unfortunate, which is the guy here, and you do not have him. What I would do is use the new Rose Zamasu as your Zenkai buffer. I hope you have him. We just got the Zenkai for him. He's gonna have green future Zenkai buff. He's gonna be pretty tanky, which is good, but his kit is not the greatest overall. He's gonna have 70% damage, not too bad. 70 key, not percent, but the Trunks is gonna give him key. He's gonna heal himself a lot. When he gets hit, he's gonna get damage and special move. It's not guaranteed, but when you get it, it's gonna be pretty nice. And every time an ally die, we don't count it because it's not really important. Now we are removing that purple cell because he doesn't have any future Z ability. So as you can see here, powerful opponent, regen, and unrolling, so it's not really useful. If you do not want to use a Zenkai buffer for this, what you call him, Ultra Rose, you can use someone else that is strong in battle. Maybe you pull the new Ultra Zamasu, which is gonna be in A tier, and you have him 9-star or 8-star. You can use him. 5-star I wouldn't recommend, but if you have him 5-star, 8-star, sorry, not 5, you can use him and he will be pretty good in battle, and he has a really nice kit overall. Other than that, you can use just anyone that is decent. I would just avoid another blue because you already have 3 of them. Let's see here anyone who has a Z ability. This guy, double offenses, pretty good Z ability. If he's 9-star, you can use him and he will be okay. You told me in the comment you do not have this guy Zenkai, which is unfortunate and we cannot use him. You can use this Zamasu if you have him 9-star. Otherwise, just go with the Zamasu Rose. It's a safe pick, a Zenkai buff for your green, and the color you don't have too many of. If you do not have them or do not have anyone new that you can use the purple cell. It could be okay, just no Z ability. Or actually you can use this red Zamasu. I saw him in your box and he's a nice Zenkai with Zenkai buff the Mai, and that's gonna be good for your battles. Triple red is not the worst ever. Last tip, remember to put your characters in the trunks area, so around him, and that's all for your team. Alrighty, let's get to Twitter now, and we finish with Boomjita. He's having a Blast Future team, really cool, really good Blast Future team. I really like it. The only thing I would change is this Gohan. He's a S tier. Of course, he is a decent Z tier if he was Z tier, but this season he's not. So I wouldn't use him, and I would use one of the Goku Blacks. This guy has 20% damage cut, 50% damage, and he will get extra 30% if there is a Trunks, and of course you have 2 Trunks in your team, or actually 3 Trunks because of the tag units. His defenses are actually very low. This is super misleading because a lot of them are going to be boosted from the soul boost of the Zenkai panel. So actually you're gonna see 170k and you say okay, that's good, but it's pretty low and comparable to other Z tier with let's say 160k defenses or so. So it's not that great. What I would do is use this purple Goku Black if possible. Of course, this guy is defense tap. He actually has 170k defenses, as you can see here, 31k boost stats. The Gohan here is gonna have 45k boost stat. So this Trunks, or this Goku Black, not Trunks, sorry, is gonna have more defenses than him. Plus he's gonna have a higher damage cut, which is gonna be 25%, and another 25% when you face Saiyans, when he's gonna heal himself, which is gonna be good. Of course he's not gonna do a lot of damage, but you have enough damage in your team, in my opinion. Other than that, pretty cool team, I like it. I would put C equip on the 7-star tag unit. Of course they are a succession unit, but if you get unlucky and they get targeted multiple fight, even the second life they could struggle. But yeah, I would go with it, you will do fine, and that's basically it. If you do not have this guy 14-star, I would use the blue EX. He's gonna be fine too. He has 25% damage cut, 50% damage, and he gives 15% damage to all allies. And the only problem is his defenses are pretty low, so you need to friendship 10 here. And that's all for your team. Thank you so much for watching. This is all for today's video. Have a good one and goodbye. Tomorrow is gonna be the full guide.